Hey, it's Bitter Barry. Time for the Week 2 edition of Thanks for Nothing, jerks. Jeff Wilson Jr., you're a third stringer. Stop being productive. Isaiah McKenzie, hey, let John Brown catch the ball. No one cares about you. TJ Jones, the only Jones I want to see on the Giant isn't named TJ. Will Dissly, what? Will Dissly, no way. David Quisenberry, actually, you know what? That one's pretty cool. Good job, David. Devin Smith, don't ever let me see you playing good again. Hayden Hurst, you're not Mark Andrews. Stop it. Next time you get out of the way when the ball comes to you, jerk. Really big names, little performances. That must mean it's time for the Week 2 edition of What the Beep Just Happened. Bearer of bad news, take it away.
Kirk Cousins, it was more like Captain Kirk yesterday. He boldly went where no one has gone before, the toilet. Less than 50% passing, 2 picks, and a single-digit fantasy points. What the just happened?
Well, we finally saw the Vikings throw some more, but Cousins wasn't really effective. Through 2 games now, he's completed only 22 passes. Look, the Packers' defense is much better this season, so that explains some of this, but the reality is the volume simply isn't going to be there for Cousins anymore. Remember, since Kevin Stefanski took over as the offensive coordinator in Week 15 of last year, the Vikings have been the second most run-heavy team in the NFL. At this point, Cousins only needs to be rostered in deep or 2 quarterback leagues. Bear, who's next?
Hey, Houston, we do have a problem. Deshaun Watson stunk up the joint. Woohoo! 159 passing yards, no touchdowns, 12.9 fantasy points. Seriously, what the fart in a spacesuit just happened?
See what you did there, Bear. Very Houston space. I like that. Good job. All right, listen, Watson's been held to under 13 fantasy points 3 of his 4 games against the Jags, so I think this was mostly about the matchup. After seeing how much Watson got hit last week, the Texans wanted to protect him by running the ball more. So I'm not that concerned about Watson going forward. His rushing will continue to give him an elevated floor. He remains a top 3 fantasy quarterback for me. If someone in your league is panicking, make a low ball offer. All right, Bear, who's next?
Hey, did you see Joe Mixon brought back the Icky Shuffle? He just didn't realize you were supposed to do it in the end zone, not the backfield. 11 carries, 18 yards. Seriously, what the 5-way chili just happened?
That was a thinker, but it actually made me laugh. Nice job, Bear. Look, between the ankle injury, the fact that the 49ers were up big in this game, easy to see why Mixon had a disappointing game. He was truly a game-time decision. But you can't ignore the fact that through 2 weeks, the Bengals averaging an abysmal 1.8 yards per carry, a league worst 0.6 yards per rush before first contact. That offensive line is brutal. It's going to get better. Mixon will still see plenty of volume, but he's trending more towards a mid-level RB2 right now until they address that offensive line. All right, Bear, who's next?
Hey, did you hear about this David Johnson? Apparently his nickname is Humble Rumble. It's more like stumble and fumble, you bum. 7 carries, 14 yards. What the Phoenix falling just happened?
Well, listen, Bear, the Ravens' run defense has been terrific so far this season, so not that shocking Arizona couldn't get anything going on the ground in this one. Also, David Johnson left this game for a period of time with a wrist injury, which partly explains his low volume and why Chase Edmonds saw 23 snaps. Edmonds, obviously, the handcuff you want to David Johnson, but I believe David Johnson is going to be fine moving forward. We've heard from the team. They're not worried about the injury. He should be fine next week, and I believe he'll perform much better in a very favorable matchup against the Panthers. All right, Bear, who's next?
All right, folks, I'm going to close the show with a riddle. What do Josh Gordon and blonde mustaches have in common? When mixed with Antonio Brown, they look awful. Ha ha, buzzing. 2 catches for Josh. What the fading fantasy value just happened?
Well, look, I've always said that Gordon would be the receiver most affected by the addition of Antonio Brown, but I actually don't think there's too much to take away from their usage in this game. Patriots clearly made it a priority to get AB involved early and actively tried to get him into the end zone. And with how easily New England won this game, it made sense for Brady to use this as an opportunity to work on his connection with Antonio Brown. Still, there's only so many balls that can go around. Josh Gordon drops now to a high upside wide receiver 3 or 4 going forward, but make no mistake, the target distribution between him, Edelman, and Brown will be closer in games that are more competitive, but I still rank them Antonio Brown, Julian Edelman, and then Josh Gordon is 3rd. What are you waiting for? Tune into the Fantasy Show with Matthew Berry all season long, streaming exclusively on ESPN+.